give us your impressions now in racing at the National Championships this year, and tell us a little bit about your team right now as well.
Well, it's pretty cool to be here. I had this race on my calendar all year, looking forward to it. So finally roll around to the weekend, get on the plane and come here. It's a big deal. It's been a lot of hard work and looking forward to that. The team, it's pretty cool, Team Type 1. It's not all athletes with diabetes, but there's a lot of guys on the team that have Type 1 diabetes. And we go to these races all over the place. It's hard enough just to go to China and try to race bikes, but when you've got to deal with, you know, your blood sugar levels, and to see them doing that, it's really inspiring. So it's kind of the message of the team, is to inspire others that even though you do have diabetes, you can still be out there and be active and lead a normal life.
And you're part of the, tell us how you and the BMC team are looking going road race on Sunday. I'm sorry, Cervelo team.
We will see. As the sole American on the Cervelo test team, I will proudly wear my jersey and hopefully earn a new one at the end of the day. But you know, it's tough going against the likes of these guys. A lot of teams have a lot of riders, so that works in their favor. But I definitely wouldn't be here if I didn't think I had a chance. So welcome to Greenville.
And Paris Mountain, give us your impressions of Paris Mountain.
Yeah, I mean, I really do love this course as compared to Philly. And, you know, this opens up for really any kind of rider. I mean, a sprinter can win at a nice long breakaway like Levi's done in the past. So, yeah, I mean, Paris definitely breaks it up, and I'm looking forward to 4 very rapid times at the mountain.
Taylor, I know a lot's made of, you know, of the gene pool here between your parents, but obviously you know, you've got personal motivation that plays a factor in how you developed as a cyclist. Can you take us through maybe the last 3 years of your career, and now as you're going into both the time trial and the road race, what that's going to be like here?
Yeah, you know, I'm excited. This is my first elite national championships, and you know, I'm just sort of going with the flow and riding my bike, racing my bike, and it's gone really well, and I've got great fitness coming into this race. I just finished, like you said, Tour de l'Avenir, which is an 8-day stage race in France. It translates into being the Tour of the future. It's kind of like the Tour de France for under 23 riders, and that was pretty hard, and so I've got some good fitness this weekend, and I don't really know what to expect. You know, I would love for a podium finish, at least in the time trial, and then see what happens on Sunday. You know, I don't know, I've beaten Levi before, but he was not wearing a skin suit. So I don't know, you know, it's only 2 seconds. I don't know the math on that. Some people say a win's a win, but well, I guess we'll see tomorrow. It's a longer course, it's a hard course. You know, I'm just gonna go out there and rip my heart out for you guys. So hopefully that results in something good.
And when did you arrive back from Europe? You've been back in the house?
I got back on Monday. I've been staying at George's nice new house. So thanks, George.
Levi, you were the 2007 champion here, but I got to ask you first about that double here. I read, and maybe people don't know about the Leadville 100, but you broke a course record that Lance Armstrong had set, and when you got done, you said it was like riding a 6.5-hour time trial, I think is what was the quote. Take us through your August, because it seems like it was a little off the beaten track and pretty interesting.
Yeah, I have a newfound respect for the mountain bikers. Guys like Jeremy and Todd Wells, they were super strong, and it does come down to a time trial because on a mountain bike you have no momentum, you have no draft, and then on top of that you're at this super high altitude where you can't really go super fast, but on the same side you can never go easy. So it just turns out to be this long, grueling time trial, and I gotta say, I think it might have been the most I've suffered this year, including the tour. So, I mean, it's different animals, but it was definitely a lot of fun to do something different. It was a big adventure, and I'm really glad I did. And then after that tour of Utah, you know, Taylor had to bring up the fact that I wasn't wearing a skin suit, but I was kind of hoping that would be forgotten. I looked a little silly, but I did what I thought was best. But anyway, it's been a good August, definitely.
And how does that prep you now going into a race on home soil, obviously, and it's more than just a race, you know, it's the U.S. National Championships.
Yeah, I'd love to win another national championship. I mean, I have great memories of racing here before. The road race is, I think, a fantastic course. It shows off Greenville really well, and the support the community shows for the race is really inspiring. I definitely remember the crowds on Paris Mountain, and then as we came back through downtown, it was pretty awesome.
George, obviously you need no introduction in your hometown here, but I mean, I know you're asked the question every year, but what is it like to keep coming back year after year to ride in this race in your hometown?
Well, it's very special. The national championships here, it's a great way to showcase my favorite city in the world and obviously my favorite sport. You know, people always ask me why I moved to Greenville, and once most of them come here and do some training here and kind of check out the community, they understand why. I mean, it's a great place to live, it's a great place to ride a bike.
And can you take us through the last kilometer one more time from 2009 and the emotions you were feeling really in the last 200 meters?
Well, you know, I was a little bit worried that Jeff Lauder, who's now my current teammate, was going to win. He had about a 5 or 6 second gap with a kilometer to go. And I came around the second to last corner, and I thought, well, I got to try to make a move to catch him. So for me at that point, it was either first or last in the breakaway. You know, the second was not going to be. Second was going to be just as good as getting 8th in that race, so I figured I'd put it all on the line, and it worked out perfectly. I caught Jeff with 500 meters to go. Baja Dali attacked, came around me, and I got right on his wheel and sprinted past him. It was a great way to finish, and I think it added to the excitement as well. I think the fans counted me out in that last kilometer, and you know, it made it for quite an exciting finish.
One final question before we open it up. How much do you love or hate Paris Mountain?
Well, it's my climb. I do it every day in training. I believe I know it better than anybody in the race. But you know, it depends on the day. If I come home completely bonked and I have to make myself go up, it's not very pleasant. So the days I'm feeling good. I mean, it's a great road. I mean, it's 5 minutes from downtown Greenville, and there's hardly ever any traffic on there. There's share the road signs everywhere. Again, it's just an indication of how much this community embraces cycling, and I'm really proud of that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a handful of guys that are also racing solo. I'm staying with Craig Lewis, and I mean, I talk to these guys, they can give me a pointer or two. So, I mean, basically, hang back and sort of wait for the fireworks. You know, I obviously can't be shooting teammates with the road, so patience. But don't tell anybody.
Going into the time trial, Levi, what are your thoughts? I think most people would consider you one of the favorites, and you've worked a lot on your time trialing over the years and become quite a good time trialist. And specifically, how much will you be thinking about Taylor? I think it's kind of a nice little showcase, and who knows who might win, but you have kind of the brightest new star, and then yourself, one of the veterans of U.S. cycling. I mean, surely, I'm sure you want to beat him, and I imagine you'll be wearing a skin suit, but does it mean anything to you as far as having not just a formidable rival, but someone who's kind of, along with a few other promising young riders, can become the face of the next generation?
Yeah, I get it. Old, young guy, new guy, versus old guy, right? But I think it is a great story, and for sure I'll be paying attention to his time splits. So I think no matter who wins tomorrow will be a very worthy wearer of the jersey, and whether it's Taylor taking it, you know, in his first year as a pro in Europe next year, or someone like myself as a veteran, I think either one of us would represent it well, and it'll be a good battle.
Team support than you're used to in this race.
It's a good question. It's the first time we've actually had almost a full squad. You know, I think we should have more guys represented in the early moves, whereas in years past I kind of just had to hope that we caught back up and that the strongest guy would win. Where this year I could use some of my teammates early on and hopefully make some of the other riders work to catch them. Again, I'd love to win the race again, but I'd also would be very happy to see one of my teammates get the jersey for next year.